Hey everybody, welcome back to another Pokemon guide. I've got Magnezone for you here. I think this is a really cool Pokemon because if there's two types I'd like some better Pokemon in, it's Electric and Steel, and Magnezone has both of those. So, I think that's pretty sweet. So, anyways, let's hop in. Real quick, this will be going up with the Series 5 ladder ranked battles is up, which means I will be trying to get some videos of those out to you. As well as I'll be trying to stream more often. So I will keep trying to do these guides in between as much as I can. So, because these have been really easy since I've just been doing them like super casually. So, yeah. So I'll try and keep up on those for a little while. Like I won't end up doing every new Pokemon, but I'll do quite a few. But again, any Pokemon you would like to see me talk about that you're not sure about, like, just post it in the comments and I'll do my best to come up with something if I have some familiarity with the Pokemon. So, anyways, let's get into Magnezone here. Magnezone's a Pokemon that I've used a little bit, and I know it was used in 2017 specifically. There might have been some times before that, but that's the format I'm familiar with it being used, which I use it a little bit, and other people have used it to pretty good success on some teams. So, yeah, let's talk about Magnezone. Base stat wise, it's pretty solid looking. Looking at, so 70 HP is not the greatest, but it could be worse. 70 attacks doesn't really matter. It uses its special attack stat, which you can see is a whopping 130. So it can hit pretty hard. So 115 defense, pretty good. 90 special defense is alright. With 70 HP, it's not as good, but so it actually has decent bulk, that's for sure. Speed stats only is 60, so it'll work in and out of Trick Room like a lot of base 60s in the format. But I think it has overall pretty good stats. Pretty good general bulk, good special attack stat. Yeah, and then typing wise, it's really neat. Like Electric Steel, we know about Togedemaru is the other Electric Steel, but this thing hits harder. Anyways, so Electric Steel, even though it has that like crucial 4x weakness to ground, and then also being weak to like common types like fire and fighting, at least fire is more common, those hurt, but this thing has like I think 11 total resistances or something crazy like that. It's like it resists a lot of types. So like if I just think about it, other than its weaknesses, it's neutral to ghost, dark, and water. Those are the three I can think of that I'm pretty sure. There might be one more in there, because like Ghost, Dark, Water. I think those are the only things that hit it neutrally. And then there's 3 moves that hit it super effectively. And then it has 11 resistances, I think. So there might be one more move. There might be one more thing in there. Oh, it's immune to poison. That's right. So it has an immunity and I think 11 resistances. I think that's right, but whatever. Like it's really cool, really cool. So yeah, so that got cool typing. Shiny's all right. Yeah, it's fine. I like the regular. I think it's whatever. Ability wise, it's got 3 actually. They're actually all pretty useful abilities. Analytic is all right. This is probably would be the least used. Well, maybe not in VGC. Certainly in singles, it's probably the least. It might be the least used, but so having your power doubles for last move, it's pretty slow, so it can do that. Sturdy obviously is incredible. It's just a built-in focus sash, which if you get back to full, you get it back, which is really cool. And then magnet pull, trap steel types, which yeah, that can be useful. It's a little more situational. The only way I would see that being useful is if a Pokemon like Corviknight was really common and you wanted to have a Pokemon to kind of deal with it. Well, Magnezone could do that, although it would have to deal with Body Press. But in 2017, Magnezone first started running Magnet Pull as like a check or counter to Celesteela, because you trap it in with Magnet Pull and then you could Thunderbolt it. So yeah, so Magnet Pull, there are situations where it could be good. Like, I mean, trapping in like an Excadrill, that's not really going to do much for you because like you're going to die to Excadrill. And if it has Mold Breaker, I guess you'd be Magnet Pull anyways. But just looking at it, yeah, like Corviknight, Duraludon. I guess trapping in Duraludon's not the worst because you would resist both its stabs as well as if it has just Thunderbolt. Trapping in Ferrothorn's okay. Like there's some things that I could see trapping in being okay, but for the most part, you're not really gonna. I don't see it as being super useful in this format, unless Corviknight got really common again, but it's not anymore. So yeah, but I think Sturdy by far is its best. Just getting that built-in Focus Sash, really good. So anyways, let's look at some sets. I think one thing I like about Magnezone is I think as far as movesets and especially the item, it's got quite a bit of versatility for its item and spreads and movesets are actually gonna. Its move pool's a little shallow, but let's look at this first one. This one I'm pretty sure is way more common in singles. Is the Scarf Magnezone. In singles, it'll run Magnet Pull a lot with the Scarf, because like trapping's really good in singles. So a lot of times, like there's a strong like in Corviknight's really common. So you can trap in Corviknight and then just kill it. Like you switch into Corviknight easily. So, but in this case, we're gonna run Sturdy Scarf. As far as attacking moves go, so Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon. I'd run Volt Switch if I'm Scarf for sure. And you look at its, you got Discharge, which is fine. Thunder, Thunderbolt, like Tri-Attack. So yeah, like that's probably the one big downside to Magnezone is its move type, or its its move pool is really shallow, and losing Hidden Power really hurts it because it was really nice to run Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Grass, because Grass mainly for like Gastrodon, and then Ice for those ground types. So, and you're not really gonna want to utilize its attack stat. So its move pool is pretty shallow, and then like there's Electro Web, which is okay for speed control. Rising Voltage is actually a neat option. You could totally run it, especially if you're going to be Dynamaxing Magnezone. That might be worth getting the Electric Train up. So yeah, Rising Voltage probably totally worth it. So yeah, like not a lot going for it. So but again, I should note a few moves that I'll get to in a little bit. But one cool thing is it did get Body Press, and it has a pretty decent defense stat where if you don't put any investment in, you could be doing pretty decent chunk damage to stuff that you otherwise couldn't hit. So like this can hit Excadrill. You're not gonna do a ton, but you can hit Excadrill. Granted, it doesn't hit you first and knock you out because Mold Breaker will ignore Sturdy. So that's pretty. So that would be like a pretty straightforward move set for something like that. And then I would just on a Scarf set, you just go Timid, Max Speed, Max Special Attack. That's the way that's what I would see. And then you want to outspeed something like Inteleon, but you outspeed quite a bit of things at least. So pretty simple Scarf set there. And then I was thinking about it too, like maybe like something like a Assault Vest could be kind of neat. Again, you'd probably just run the same moves with the Assault Vest. I don't see any other moves. Maybe Electro Web. Again, for speed control, like that could be okay. Thunder if you're running Rain, or like if you really wanted to get rid of trains, you can use Steel Roller. That's a good move to get rid of trains with and do a little bit of damage. I don't see much reason to use Tri-Attack, but you could. I won't say you can't. So but anyways, as far as the stats go, so first of all, like I just think Assault Vest could be cool. I don't know if I've ever seen one used, or I've never used one myself, because just to help its lower special defense, and then it makes it pretty bulky. I do have Timid Max Speed here. That might not be ideal. Like the way I see it, maybe just like doing something like that. That would make it pretty bulky with that Assault Vest. And then if you have like Intimidate support, you can do that or that. Yeah, so that's definitely an option with Magnezone. So, but yeah, like I can see Matt do it really well, and like you probably want to have speed control support with it, and that probably the idea to this is just to tank hits. Maybe even run Analytic. So, because like I could see the Assault Vest as being like a switch-in Pokemon. You don't really want to switch in and lose your Sturdy all the time at least. So maybe like Analytic, and you can even just go like Min Speed. So we can run Quiet, just Min Speed, something like that. Would probably be okay. So yeah, that would be that. Next would be a choice spec set. Now this I know did have success in 2017. A player named Gavin Michaels won 2 regionals with a hard trick room team, which he utilized specs Magnezone, which like it's already hitting pretty well without something, but then you put a specs on it, and now this thing's damage output can become a little absurd. So he ran. I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it was just quiet min speed. Yeah, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Flash Cannon. No hidden power, so your body press would be your best move unless you want to run something like Discharge, which Discharge is viable if you have something to discharge next to. So, yeah, and it's really straightforward. Like you get Trick Room up and then get this thing in to do big damage, and probably not analytic on a set like this. Sturdy or Magnet Pull if there's a Steel type specifically you want to trap. So, yeah, so that's a straightforward set there. And then next up, so next up would be something like Magnezone that isn't locked, that can use like non-attacking moves. So this is one specifically that I put together on my game that I'm going to be trying out on a team at some point. So let's see, it's just like max HP, max special attack mostly, a little bit of speed. This lives a, if I remember right, yeah, Cinderace's like G-Max move. If you Dynamax, you live it. If you have the Rain up and you're not Dynamaxed, you live it, because that ignores abilities, so that would KO you with your Sturdy, so you can live that. And then you can Dynamax and live Excadaril's high horsepower, because again, Molded Breaker take you up through Sturdy. Like, I don't know why you'd ever need to live that, because you're not going to do anything to it, unless you're running Body Press, I guess. So, yeah, those are a couple. So those are the couple things there, but generally it's just meant to like be a come in, do damage, take advantage of some speed control, maybe a Trick Room if need be. But I did want to mention a Pokemon, a version that doesn't have to run Protect. So this one's going to run Safety Goggles, because the idea is to be able to take out water types that can be really problematic, because this will be on a rain team. So like water types that are being supported by a Moongus, that's kind of what this is meant to do. But just kind of looking at some other, Expert Belt could be used. Let's see, you could run Life Orb. I wouldn't run it with Sturdy, that would be more of an analytic or magnet pull set. Berry's always an option if you really want to. Yeah, so it does have more item choices other than choice items or something like oh gosh, what did I just talk about? Salt Vest. Yeah, that one. So it does have more item choices. Weakness Policies, an item choice that you can Dynamax and then, you know, Mach Punch it or something, make it do big damage. Shuckaberry, Akaberry, Choppleberry, those three, the ones that reduce those super effective damage. You could run a Seed if you're running a Pokemon next to it, whether it be Electric Seed or Psychic Seed, Misty Seed. Yeah, it's got some versatility with a lot of different like items specifically. So you can just run a Magnet or Zap Plate. I don't know if Zap Plate's in the game. I like the plates, they're cool. Spooky Plate. Sorry, I really like Spooky Plate on Lunala just because it's called Spooky Plate. So item wise, yeah, definitely a lot of options to utilize. So anyways, let's look at this. So I do want to talk about some of its non-damaging moves. So you got Light Screen, which is, you know, in Reflect, those can always be useful moves. Like throw a Light Screen on there as like its last move. You could just run Volt Switch, Body Press, Rising Voltage, I guess, Substitute if you're not going to Dynamax. But the big one I like is Ally Switch, because it definitely gives Magnezone a support role by running a move like Ally Switch. So I know a lot of people don't like Ally Switch, which I understand. I always say, like, it's funny that people hate on Ally Switch, but they don't have any problems with Rage Powder or Follow Me. But I can understand the big difference is Ally Switch has a huge distribution, and it's like, why are random Pokemon getting Ally Switch? I can kind of understand Magnezone, but there's others. It's just like, why does this get Ally Switch? So, But again, it's a move option there that can help support the team, and of course Electro Web can. What's my Felix? Oh, that's useless. Okay, Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat's not a bad move, but it's not always good either. So, oh wait, this is Mirror Coat, not. I was thinking of a Magic Coat. Okay, Mirror Coat's different. Mirror Coat's still a cool move though. It really is. So, but yeah, like, so again, not a ton of stuff, but Ally Switch is really neat. So I do like that as an item. So that's about it for Magnezone. It's kind of, yeah, it's a semi-versatile Pokemon as far as its stats and items go. But again, move pool wise, it's pretty lame. But again, if you need Electric Steel or a good Electric type or something, like Magnezone's really not bad if it fits the team. So it's no Tapu Koko, but it's solid. I like the idea of Magnezone a lot. It's not a Pokemon you really build around ever. You're usually gonna put it on the team as like a need for something. So that's why it's not gonna be the most common Pokemon, and it's not always just splashable on any team. It's usually if you have a specific need for its typing, that's gonna be the big reason for it. I guess it would be unfair to not talk about Magneton. Reason being, so stat-wise, it has the same abilities. Stat-wise, it's a little worse. It's actually 10 points faster, which is kind of neat. I know, like in singles, people would run Scarf Magneton. And yeah, it's really not much better, but it is kind of cool. I think it can be bulkier with an Eviolite. So if you want like a little more speed on something like this, and at the cost of a little less damage, and with the Violet, you should get, because it's well, it's almost the same. It has the same special actually it is slower, okay. But you will get a little more defenses. I don't think it's much more though, but I just think it's worth mentioning that Magneton is usable with a Violet. But typically it would be a better Scarfer, just because you'd get, if you ran Scarf on Magneton, you get a little more speed. So if you run Timid, now you can outspeed those base 200s. So like if you need a Scarfer that really needs to outspeed something like Inteleon, this can do that. So not the base 200s, the base 130s. They hit 200 speed. So, but yeah, I definitely just wanted to point out Magneton. As far as teammates go, definitely something like Togekiss is useful because you can redirect those single target ground type moves, so that helps keep Magneton safe. And Togekiss is just a very good Pokemon that you can use on almost any team. And then let's see, and then like Togekiss at least threatens grass types if the Magnezone can't hit it. If this has a fire move, it can threaten other steel types. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, Rain, because it's a steel type. Rain is always good, so we can run Politoed, which is a pretty solid Pokemon. What's cool is Politoed you don't have to run on like Rain teams. You don't have to have a Swift Swimmer. Politoed is just a good Pokemon that you can use. So like if you don't mind the Rain and like kind of supporting Magnezone, taking away one of its weaknesses, that's really helpful. Plus this thing can threaten ground types. You can even try using Pelipper if you really wanted to, so you can get Tailwind. So those are some notable stuff, things that also kind of help Magnezone out, or teammates that like appreciate Magnezone's support. So like I would say something like a fire type Pokemon that wants, you need Magnezone to deal with something like a water type, like I don't know, Azumarill. Like you want to take out Azumarill, or like you really don't like the Azumarill Mungus lead because you can't stop it. So I'm gonna use Magnezone with safety goggles to just blow up that Azumarill before it can belly drum. So those are those are some team options there. I think there's one other thing I wanted to know. Maybe not. I think that's all I had on that. So, oh yeah, like if you really need to be able to deal with Corviknight, like you have a team that doesn't like Corviknight, but you can use Magnezone. You can just run Magnapole and deal with it that way too. So yeah. That will be it. Oh yeah, make sure you can deal with Gastrodon. Like if your team can deal with Gastrodon too, because without Hidden Power Grass, Magnezone hates this thing so much. So, it's probably this is the one Pokemon that I'm sad Hidden Power is gone, but it is what it is. So, okay guys, that'll be it. I will see you guys in the next episode. I'm gonna try and get out some battle videos out for you pretty soon. I have a couple teams to try out. I know what I'm gonna do for YouTube, and then I have some stuff for Twitch to do. So, okay guys, have a great rest of your day, and see you in the next one. Later.